Welcome to Lesson 3 of our interactive notes. We turn to our table of contents. Lesson 3 is our place value chart, and that's going to be on pages 9 and 10. So place value chart. Here's our there's our coloso, so our content objective. 4.NBT.A.1. So that's 4th grade, numbers base 10, A1. I can recognize that in a multi-digit whole number, a digit in one place represents 10 times what it represents in the place to the right. Language objective. I can use place value to help multiply by multiples of 10. Social objective. I can work with others to create models to demonstrate place value. So here we have 5 vocabulary words to go over. Digit is our first one. A digit is a symbol used to make up numbers. They are similar to letters, which make up words. So just like we have single letter words like I and A, we have single digit numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 9. But when we have more letters put together to make a word, when we have more digits, they make larger numbers. So here we have a 2-digit number. 2 and a 3 make 23. Those are 2 separate digits that make this number of 23. Period. A group of 3 places separated by commas in larger numbers in the place value system. So we look at groups of 3 mainly because your eyes recognize groups of 3 very quickly. Anything more and it wants to start counting. So these are separated into groups of 3 to make it easier. So like here we have our ones period where you have ones, tens, hundreds. Then you have your thousands period where you have your 1,000s, 10,000s, 100,000s. Place value. In a base 10 decimal number system, the value of a digit depends on its place or position in the number. Each place has a value of 10 times its place to the right. So the number in the tens place is 10 times the number in the ones. The number in the hundreds place is 10 times more than the number in the tens, if they're all the same digit. So here we have our ones place, tens place, hundreds place. Okay, base 10 system, also called the decimal system because deci means 10. Each place is 10 times bigger than the place to its right. 7 ones, 3 tens, 2 hundreds. Order. A sequence, a logical organization of a group. So here is a sequence or an organization of smallest to largest. Not the only way, but it is one way. Okay, so here we're going to look at a place value chart. So each place is 10 times greater to the left and 10 times less to the right. So it's going greater this way, 10 times greater, and if we go this way, it's 10 times less. Okay, so in our ones place, we just have 1. Here, tens place, well, that's 1 times 10 gives us 10. 10 times greater. Now this place is even 10 times greater than this one. 10 times 10 is 100. The thousands place is 10 times greater than this one. 100 times 10 is 1,000. Okay. So this one we need to put 1,000. Here We take this place. 10 times greater is now 10,000. 10 times greater than 10,000 is 100,000. And then 10 times greater than 100,000 is 1 million. And 1 million is a 1 followed by 6 zeros. Okay, here I'm going to show you a different way to look at it. This is based on how many zeros there are, because that's how many tens multiply to make it. There are no placeholders on this one, so it is actually it's called the 0 power. Here there's 110 or 1 placeholder, so it's 10 to the first power. Here we have 2 zeros or 2 tens being multiplied. So it's 10 to the second power, or 10 squared. Here we have 1, 2, 3 placeholders, or 10 times 10 times 10. So there's 3. It's to the third power, or cubed. Here we have 4 zeros, or 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 to the fourth power. Here we have 5 zeros, or 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. So it's to the fifth power. And then here we have 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. 6 placeholders, so it's to the sixth power. We'll talk more about powers later in the year, or exponents. As a fraction, we would write 1 as 1 over 1. Here this is 10 over 1, 100 over 1, 1,000 over 1, 10,000 over 1, 100,000 over 1, and 1 million over 1. That's looking at that place value, that each time we move to the left, it's 10 times greater. As we go to the right, it's 10 times less. You would divide by 10 each time you go this way. Okay, so now we're going to visually look at when we're multiplying by a 10 or 100. So here we have a 5. This is represented by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have one group of 5. But we need 30 groups of 5. Well, this placeholder is going to move this whole thing over into the tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be the 10 times 5. But it's not 10 times 5. It's 3 tens. So 3 of these. So it's not just 1. It'd be another group of 5 in this tens column, and another group. So here we have 3 groups of 5 in the tens column. So we have 5, 10, 15 tens. We get 150. Because this multiple of 10, it moves it over to the tens place. It moves it 10 times greater to the tens place. And then we get 3 of those groups. Okay, let's look at the one right below it. Here we're starting off with 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little dots. So this one was times 10. Well, times 10 would move it here, but we're multiplying it by all the way over to here times 100. That went over 1, 2 places, because 10 is 10 times greater here, and then 10 times greater would go over here, and 10 times 10 is 100. So we have one group of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That moved all the way over to the hundreds, but I don't want to just one group. I need 2, because it's 200 times it. So I need another group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because it's 2 in the hundreds. 2 groups of 8 in the hundreds. So we have 8 16 hundredths. Okay, starting from the ones place. 1, 2, 3, comma, because we need to separate the periods, the ones period from the thousands period. All right, here we have 30. So that's not in the ones place, that's in the tens place. 1, 2, 3. Well, we need to move it over times 10. It's already in the tens place, but if I multiply by 10, that would move it over one more place, because each place is 10 times greater. But I actually need 2 groups. So that 10 times moved it over another place, and I have 2 groups. So I have 3, 6. I have 6 hundredths. And if you look, these 2 placeholders moved it over 1, 2 places from the ones. And then it's just 3 times 2 gives us that 6. Okay. Here we're starting off with 500, so I don't use the ones, tens. I'm going to show my 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundredths. We're going to move it over a 10, which moves it over one place, times 10. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one group of 5, but I need 4 groups of 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's my 4 groups of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20. But this is in the thousands place. Starting in the ones, 1, 2, 3, comma. So I have 1, 2, 3 placeholders that moves it over 3 places, and then it's just 5 times 4 gives us 20. 20,000. Okay, so here we start with 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. Now we're moving all the way over to the thousands, because times 10 moves it to the tens, times another 10 moves it to the hundreds, times another 10 moves it to the thousands. So it moves over 1, 2, 3 places when I multiply by 1,000. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's just one group of 4. I need 4 groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 groups of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16. And it's 16 thousandths. 1, 2, 3 zeros. Starting from the ones place, I count over 1, 2, 3 to separate my ones period from my thousands period. So this is just showing how each time you multiply by 10, it moves over a place to the left. Every one is 10 times greater as you move over. Alright, so now it's time for our 3-column notes.